called what you said locker room banter. You described kissing women without consent, grabbing their genitals.
No, I didn't say that at all. I don't think you understood what was said. This was locker room talk.
Your girlfriend, I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there, and she was married. Then all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look. I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet.
So, are you saying that what you said on that bus 11 years ago, that you did not actually kiss women without consent or grope women without consent?
I have great respect for women. Nobody has more respect for women than I do.
I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. I can do anything.
34 felonies, and all 34 relate to hush money payments made by Donald Trump. That's a lot of hushing up, Donald. A lot of mouths told to keep shut. At this point, it's quite safe to say that Donald Trump can be used synonymously with controversial, right? Or is that also too small of a word for him? From his business dealings to his personal life, Trump has often been a lightning rod for criticism and debate. In today's video, let's unapologetically dive into the instances from Trump's locker life that marks him as one of the most questionable individuals in not just America, but all of the world's history. And oh, do make sure to stick till the end, because what we have saved for the end will blow your brains out. Let's begin. Trump is a man who reeks of drama and scandals, but the question is, how far can he go? Well, the alleged affair between Donald Trump and a former employee that supposedly resulted in a love child is one of the most sensational rumors to emerge from the Trump Tower, and that's not even the end of it. The former doorman who claimed to know this explosive secret took a lie detector test and passed it, adding a layer of credibility to his story. But what happened next will shock you to your core. The National Enquirer, a tabloid known for its sensationalist headlines and unverified stories, reportedly paid the doorman $30,000 for his account and then buried it. Meanwhile, there was also reportedly a university, famously known as the Trump University, which was not, in fact, a university at all. You heard that right. Instead, it was a scam company designed to lure vulnerable people into parting with their hard-earned money. Meanwhile, the classes offered were nothing more than a ruse, designed to convince students to sign up for expensive seminars, where they would allegedly learn Trump's techniques for success and about how to do real estate business right. But once they were there, the students found themselves in a high-pressure environment where they were constantly pushed to sign up for a $35,000 mentorship program. The promises made by Trump University also turned out to be hollow, as those who joined the program reportedly learned nothing beyond generic techniques and never once personally met Trump. The whole operation was a classic bait-and-switch scheme, designed to separate people from their money under pretenses. And so, the fact that Trump University misrepresented itself as a university only adds to the level of deceit involved in the operation. Similarly, hotels, golf courses, casinos, and other real estate are only some of the many components of Donald Trump's commercial empire, yet not every one of his attempts has been fruitful. For example, Trump Steaks, a premium meat product brand he introduced in 2007, flopped really badly. That's because the business failed to take off despite his assurances that his steaks were the world's greatest. Another example of this so-called businessman's failed business venture includes Trump's Atlantic City Casino. The casino originally opened in 1990 for $1.2 billion, but was burdened by debt and ultimately filed for bankruptcy in 1991. Whereas in 1989, Trump purchased Eastern Airlines shuttle service and rebranded it as the Trump Shuttle. However, the venture was beset by high operating costs and fierce competition from other airlines, and Trump was forced to sell it to U.S. Air in 1992. At this point, we've got to ask Mr. Trump, where do you even stop? Or do you even plan on stopping? Then again, everybody running for public office needs to have a firm grasp of the difference between reality and propaganda. But Donald Trump's repeated embracing of delusional internet conspiracy theories and other unfounded assertions raises major doubts about his fitness to rule. For example, Trump has suggested that climate change is a Chinese hoax designed to undermine American manufacturing. He has also promoted the dangerous and debunked idea that vaccines cause autism in children, a belief that has been repeatedly discredited by medical experts. And if that weren't enough, he has even suggested that Ted Cruz's father played a role in the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Like, what is even going on? And if you think that Trump's controversial behavior is limited to only the world outside his private space, wait till we tell you what goes on in his house. That's right. The story of Melania's burden is a shocking and sobering reminder of how powerful men can use their influence to control and manipulate those around them. Not to forget, a story that has been chronicled in the explosive book, Inside the Trump Marriage, Melania's Burden. According to the book, before Melania became pregnant with their son Barron, Trump made a chilling demand. She must get her body back to its pre-pregnancy state, or face the consequences. Melania, desperate to please her powerful husband, promised that she would do whatever it took to regain her figure, no matter the cost. But as the pregnancy progressed, Trump did nothing to help his wife through the physical and emotional challenges of childbirth. Instead, he left her to fend for herself, all while insisting that she live up to her promise to maintain a physical appearance. Not to forget, the statement made by Donald Trump during his 2006 appearance on The View was highly controversial and raised serious concerns about his relationship with his daughter, Ivanka Trump. The comment, "If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her," was seen by many as highly inappropriate and suggestive of an inappropriate level of attraction to his flesh and blood. You see, for more than 4 decades, Donald Trump has also been plagued by allegations of racism that have followed him throughout his career. But what we have covered so far in this video has started to shift the narrative from allegations made against him to this is who he is. Take, for instance, what happened back in 1973. Back then, Trump and his father were sued by the Department of Justice for their refusal to rent to black tenants. The accusations were serious and damning, and despite Trump's refusal to admit any wrongdoing, he was ultimately forced to sign an agreement promising not to discriminate against blacks in the future. But that was just the beginning. You see, in the 1980s, 2 Trump casinos were accused of systematically removing black patrons from the floor whenever high rollers were playing, where one casino was even found guilty and fined. And, of course, how can we not talk about the relationship between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin? We all know that the president of Russia has been a source of controversy and speculation for years. Yet, some of the most damning evidence of these ties comes from the 2016 U.S. presidential election, during which it was alleged that the Russian government interfered in the election in an attempt to help Trump win. This is not all. Trump is also under investigation from the FBI, with the case being handled by a jury in Washington, being accused of mishandling top-secret documents by leaving them for everyone to see in his home in Palm Beach. Imagine the secrets of the nation lying on a tabletop by the kitchen. The discovery was a result of a search warrant issued by a judge to find evidences of federal crime. Instead, they discovered 11 sets of classified documents. Additionally, there is also allegations of financial ties between Trump and Russian oligarchs, including several real estate deals that Trump was involved in. While Trump has consistently denied any wrongdoing, the allegations have continued to haunt him. Having said that, several professionals have concluded that Trump is a pathological liar due to his inclination to exaggerate, his unwillingness to accept criticism or responsibility, and his lack of empathy for others. Whereas others think he's just a serial liar who'll say anything to advance his agenda. Trump has also been caught in several lies over the years, some of which are extremely atrocious, and the reasons for this are moot. For example, Trump's amazing ability to declare things that are not true, even when faced with obvious evidence to the contrary, can be seen in his claims about the size of his inauguration audience and his continuous allegations that the 2020 presidential election was stolen from him. Trump actually left no stone unturned in an effort to make sure Biden did not win the elections. We all remember how he instigated the assault on the Capitol on January 6th. Another of his tactics included creating fabricated stories on how the polls were rigged in states where Biden won, going on to claim that the voting machines were hacked. Out of the 62 lawsuits filed challenging the presidential election, 61 failed. 1 week later, Trump was impeached for incitement of insurrection, but was acquitted by the Republican-controlled Senate. In June 2022, the House Select Committee on the January 6th attack said it has enough evidence to recommend that the U.S. Department of Justice indict Trump. In the days since the indictment was announced, Alvin Bragg, the district attorney overseeing Trump's case, has been subjected to a tide of death threats and mail peppered with the N-word. Trump, for his part, said that Bragg is a racist in reverse and accused the Times columnist Charles Blow, who is also black, of supporting the indictment simply because Trump is white. The former president also joined a chorus of anti-Semitic smears, accusing Bragg of doing the bidding of the liberal billionaire George Soros. And just when you think we're done, we are not. Trump is known for living a luxurious lifestyle and is often criticized for being wasteful with his wealth. His Mar-a-Lago mansion in Florida, for instance, reportedly underwent $100 million in upgrades that included the addition of a private beach club, tennis fields, and a 20,000 square foot ballroom. He also reportedly spent $10 million on his son Barron's 13th birthday party, which included a performance by pop artist Justin Bieber. And now comes the most interesting yet damaging secret about Trump's locker life, which involves the president and adult film actress Stormy Daniels. You heard us right. While Trump was still married to his third wife, Melania Trump, in 2006, Daniels, whose actual name is Stephanie Clifford, claims to have had a steamy affair with the president. According to Daniels, the affair began after she met Trump at a golf tournament in Lake Tahoe and continued for several months. In 2016, as Trump was running for president, Daniels was reportedly paid $130,000 by Trump's lawyer, Michael Cohen, in exchange for her silence about the affair. Trump is also famous for admitting it on air that he has not only grabbed women without their consent, but has tried to kiss them forcefully. Yet to him, it's just locker room talk, and he's not proud of it. But is that really true, Mr. Trump? And while we have reached the end of today's video about none other than the king of controversy himself, do make sure to like and subscribe to our channel.